Hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Nick Bullitt, the engagement catalyst here at OneSpirit, and we are sitting here today with Reverend Barbara Hetzel. And thank you so much for being here. You have an upcoming workshop that we're going to speak a little bit about, and we're so excited that you're joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, Nick, and it's wonderful to be here with you today.
Thank you. So if you could just start out, just share with us a little bit about the work that you're currently doing.
So I wear several different hats at the moment, which probably is not unlike lots of other folks in the world. So I work full-time at James Madison University as the Associate Director in the Title IX office. And Title IX is the arm of the federal laws and regulations governing discrimination based on sex. So primarily I work with students and also faculty and staff members who may have experienced incidences of sexual misconduct. So that's kind of what my day job is. I'm also a dean in the first year program at the seminary at OneSpirit, and I've been there. This is my 5th year there, and it's a fabulous experience working there. And then I also have my own private executive and leadership coaching practice. So I work with directors, VPs, up to CEOs primarily in corporations, helping them to become the best leaders they can be through coaching.
So you have a workshop coming up that is called "What Is Mine to Do? A Call to Service." That's a wonderful title. Can you share what was your inspiration for creating this workshop?
Well, I think my inspiration was mostly along the lines of how often I hear people talking about wanting to give back. You know, what else can I do? How can I give back? Where are some ways in which I might be able to offer some of my skills and talents in ways that might be different than what I might be doing in my everyday? And so a lot of my conversations with people really are involved around how people come to service and how they work to try and figure out what it is the best place for them to be of service. And sometimes that is a tough nut to crack for a lot of people.
Right.
What do I do?
It looks so different for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so what does service mean to you? What really inspired you to first step into the type of ministry that you're in right now? And what does service look like for you?
Well, I think, first of all, I think service is a way in which you really can take all of the things that you have as an individual, or what I have as an individual, and say, okay, how can I use what I have, my gifts, my talents, my expertise, my ideas, whatever that happens to be, how can I put that into service in the world? And that could look a lot of different ways, but I think that intrinsically it's just a value that I have, that we're all called in some ways to give back, to be part of something larger than just ourselves, as a way to just participate in our communities, to participate in life. And to be engaged in a way that grows society and grows individuals and groups of people.
And so you have a full day workshop. So what do you most hope that someone gains out of this experience in taking your workshop?
Well, I think one of the things that people will experience in this particular workshop is that it's going to be interactive. So there's going to be activities for people to do. There's going to be opportunities for reflection. It's going to, the day I think is going to go pretty fast. And I hope people are hungry for more afterwards. So I guess there's two outcomes that I'm hoping for people that might be taking the workshop. One is that they really start to understand what their own why is, of why they are looking at service, why they feel called to service, what does that look like for them as individuals. And then really at the end, I'm going to ask people to commit to what they're going to do. And it could be as big or as small as they want, something that feels kind of manageable to them. I'm not expecting people to go out and say, okay, I'm going to, start a nonprofit. But if they're called to that, that's great. But I also, want people to feel like they can leave this workshop feeling that they have something internally that they've identified, and how they can put that into action externally. So kind of like a little combination of the two.
Oh, that's powerful. Great. And so are you going to break it up into, like, is there going to be like a first half of the day and a second half of the day, or is it going to be a continuous flow?
Yeah, I'm looking at doing something that is kind of like more like in terms of modules. So more self-contained kind of pieces. I think that kind of helps to helps people to chunk the information. I have a background in training and organizational development, so I've done a lot of training in my life, and so I have a lot of little best practices that I use whenever I'm doing a workshop. And I'm also really conscious of having people maybe in a room and maybe online, so there's going to be lots of opportunities for no matter what modality you're using to attend the workshop, there's going to be some fun things.
Great.